Yo, what's up, fellow van builders? It's Scott. Welcome back to the channel, and wanted to just spend a little time on the electrical system. Victron Multiplus 3000 has been the bane of my existence almost since I acquired it. That's this unit right here. I had all kinds of issues trying to figure out the settings, mainly settings, and plugging power, shore power in, and trying to get the system to power up. Checked my connections. Went back and looked at the Victron manuals. There's dip switch settings in the Victron manual that I had to learn early on because it limits the amount of shore power that's pulled, because your lithium ion batteries will pull a huge amount of power from the house. But your house power is limited on the amount of amperage service that can be pulled, right? It's usually like 15, 30, sometimes higher, 220 if you're using your dryer. Washer dryer outlet typically. But like in the garage, I was constantly tripping the circuit breakers when I tried to plug shore power in. So all kinds of issues. I pulled my generator, portable generator around, and I got that to work a little bit, but not where it was satisfying, not where it was operationally correct. And the biggest issue is when you were trying to turn, when I'm trying to turn on the inverter so I can start applying typical 110 juice throughout a 12-volt vehicle, right? That's the whole point behind an inverter, is it wouldn't even turn on. So the Multiplus 3000 has been useless to me, essentially, since, I don't know, a long time. So actually went on really great service from Explorers Life. Nate and his wife there, they do a live show. And I got to tell you, if you've got electrical issues, they do it live on YouTube. I think it's like once a month or something. Anyway, I dialed into that and I was asking questions. And I'm like, I know electrical is one of my weaknesses, but I'm still thinking, this just can't be right. Clearly it wasn't right. So Nate responded and he says, based on what I'm hearing you say, I think you just need to disconnect the power from your Multiplus and reconnect it. Okay, there's a power disconnect here for positive and negative. I just now got around to checking this thing and finally figuring out what the problem is. And it's crazy on my part. So I figured out, by the way, how to, through those dip switches on the Multiplus 3000, how to limit the amount of juice draw, the amperage. So I disconnected positive and negative to the Multiplus, reconnected it. Then I hooked up shore power, which is limited to 16 amps, so it doesn't blow my house breaker. And I got the Multiplus to turn on. See, mains are coming on, and that's that top line is starting to blink, and the bulk will probably come on here shortly. It's a very low amperage coming in shore power wise. So now it just clicked off. It's done, which means it's hit some sort of disruption. There's not an appropriate connection. Connection's bad. So, okay. What is the issue? I got to looking at my Lynx distributor and I'm thinking to myself, why are there red lights on the Lynx distributor? Let me bring you in a little closer. You can see this. It's comical. These lights on the Lynx distributor are red. My Lynx shunt is green, bright green, which means power is running through fine on the batteries themselves. So if you take this off, you look it up by way of Google, because you can't, for the life of me, the Victron manuals are ridiculous. By the way, those folks in the Netherlands, they got to drop the use of the word slave and master and all that bullshit that's in their manuals. It's crazy. They can use other words. Anyway, they can also make their manuals more readable. Victron's got a lot of work to do on the manual front and their wording. But be that as it may, you go in here, there's a red light right next to that major fuse. So let's change that fuse, see what happens. Disconnect all of the main juice coming in, which means both battery, solar, and house power. And then let's go after this. This main fuse, 400 amp fuse, and you just tick it against your fingernail. Here, there's like metal loose. It's very faint, but you can hear it. All right, so let's get a different 400 amp fuse, which is the minimum. I think 350 amp fuse is minimum for the wire size. I put a 400 amp in. Bumped it ahead of the minimum. Now, just so we can see if it's going to be a pretty light or not, let's put this back on. So we can see as it comes through the normal cover of the Lynx distributor. And let me see if I can recreate the magic, because this is so simple and silly, it's ridiculous that this has held me hostage because my lack of knowledge, my lack of awareness. Does that ever happen to you guys? I mean, my God. All right, here we go. Main's on. Red light's gone. It's green here. Green on the shunt. Now, I might as well turn on solar. All right. So can we simply just charge the whole system by saying charging only? Yes. Charging on. Should flip the bulk. Bulk. Holy mackerel. All right, y'all, this is amazing. I'm hearing things I'd never heard before out of the Multiplus. The fan just went on. So I got shore power on, it's charging. And the fan that keeps the unit cool turned on for the first time. This is all sort of idiocy, kind of like half of the US electorate, that I let something as simple as this little fuse cause this long delay. And really, Frank, it's my fault. It's about not focusing on this particular component. But now that I'm at this phase, because I need to close in the walls, I need to get the plumbing done. But this is really important. This is not my strong suit, electrical. So I wanted to make sure, obviously, you get it right. And when you're not focused on it, you're not going to get it right. So simple thing. Get your fuse checked. Look at your Lynx distributor. Now on the screen for my Serbo GX, I'm getting all of the charge recognized appropriately that's moving through the system into the house batteries. So that's really cool. Bulk charging going on. So now I can apply AC loads. You know, my wife and I, we got e-bikes, and I have planned to do an outside outlet. So this system can charge the e-bikes along with the sun, and the DC to DC charger and everything else that goes along with this system when it's done. So, and you got whatever you're going to use in the inside, coffee makers, blenders, you know, your cooktop. If you're going to do an electric cooktop, I think that is my plan, is to do an electric cooktop. I haven't decided everything else that will take 110 power. At least we're at that step now where I'm confident we can go to wiring the rest of the van. So hopefully you had a good laugh on this one, because this is as silly as it gets, and good laugh at my expense, and learned a little bit here about the Victron system. If you have that in your van or RV or boat or whatever, because they're in all kinds of systems, and perhaps this gives you some thoughts about how to manage your build. So thanks for being with me. Hope you enjoyed this one. Like the video, please. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and then hit that little bell because it'll tell you when the next videos are coming up. Thanks. Be good. Bye-bye.